The fifth word in the Odyssey is one of the most contested in translation history. The Greek is polutropos, from polus, many, and tropos, turn. I first encountered Homer's word through Robert Fagles, who renders the word fairly literally. Polutropos as the man of many twists and turns, and Robert Fitzgerald, who gives the more radical, skilled in all ways of contending. I think about this word a lot. I run a reading series in Pittsburgh called the International Poetry Forum. One of the great Homer translators, Richmond Lattimore, visited Pittsburgh in 1974 to perform at the International Poetry Forum. Lattimore's translation is the man of many ways, which I like because it retains the ambiguity between active and passive senses of the word. Is Odysseus the one doing the turning, the active sense, or is Odysseus being turned and flung about the world, the passive sense? In a 2017 interview with the New York Times, classic scholar Emily Wilson describes this as one of the essential challenges of translating the term. This past year, Wilson visited the International Poetry Forum in Pittsburgh, where over 1,000 people came out on a Friday night to see her read her translations. Here's what Dr. Wilson had to say.
As I hope you can hear just from the first few lines, the Odyssey is really different from the Iliad in its themes. I use the word complicated to translate the poem's unusual epithet, polutropos, much twisty, complicated, applied to the protagonist and his journey and the poem itself.
Wilson's word choice, complicated, is one of the most controversial in recent literary history. But I love that. The fact that people have been debating the meaning of the word on social media is incredible. Wilson chairs the classics department at UPenn, and she's been reading the text in the original ancient Greek for decades. The advantage of the word complicated is that it actually finds a fair English analog for many turns, many turned, since complicated from the Latin complicare means in its etymological origins folded together or entangled. One of the criticisms of Wilson's choice is that it's too plain, and few English readers will actually register the etymological resonances of the word via the Latin. But of course, many people see the colloquial tone of complicated as one of the assets of this more accessible translation. Regardless what you prefer, it's clear to me that the all-time worst translation in English of polutropos, or at least the most hilarious, dates back to 1674 with the political philosopher Thomas Hobbes. Hobbes just says no thanks, and he doesn't translate the word at all. Odysseus is literally the man. And so Hobbes opens the text, "Tell me, O Muse, the adventures of the man."